Good morning, everyone.
Hi, thanks for having me, Simon. I'm coming to 66 in 2 months' time. So I was raised and born in the kampong Potong Pasir. That was during from birth to the age of 17 until there's a resettlement because over there we got too many floods. So back then they tried to resettle us into HDB. So life in kampong was very interesting. And there's no kind of ambitious, a lot of fun. It's just that daily we just involved with a lot of other activities like swimming in the pond, just go play, catch spider, and then go to climb coconut tree and just play food. It's a very enjoyable situation there. Yeah. Back then, the entertainment is not like now. Currently, we have so many things to like our generation, our kids' generation. They got so many things to play off, like social media, internet, television. Back then, don't know. I also can't remember how I passed my day, but it was very interesting. Of course, we used to go cycling, running. We used to go to back then the place currently called Bidadari was a Christian cemetery and a Muslim cemetery. We used to hang around there and play with the graveyard because we lost all these kind of things. So, of course, when come to festival like Lantern Festival, wow, it was very quite grand. Everybody owns make our own lantern and play with each other. Back then, don't have this kind of fanciful lanterns. We used those kind of Milo or milk can to cut into line by line, then fold it, and then we put candle. Yeah, then wherever we have 7-month festival, also very interesting. So we can see a lot of wayang, go Thai, the kind of things. So we will hang around there and enjoy the food there and play with those things.
Tell me a bit about your family, right? Family life when you're growing up. Like how I can't imagine kampong, those kampong days. How many people stay in one kampong or say your house? Yeah.
Okay, my father is laborer. He's from China. Both my mother and father is from China. When he settled down in Singapore, I and my brother was born in Singapore. So back then they become Singaporean because Singapore is already independent in 1965. So automatically they become a Singapore citizen. So we already got a family of 4. Of course, back then the kampong life, we have got a neighbor, got a lot of people also. So my house is an attap house. We live in one row of attap house, about I think 8 neighbors together. So it's just a partition by a piece of plan only. So one row like that. So back then, if there's anything like quarrel or fighting, you can see it's very loud and very, I would say, quite interesting. And then we don't have any tap water. We used to go to, they call it a mountain stream water. We had to walk a distance to carry a pail to go and take the water for our cooking purpose, boiling of water. And then, of course, I remember our house got one well, but that one limited. So once I take a shower from then water will be subsided, no more water. Then you have to wait for a couple of hours, then the water will come back. I don't know how does it work So it was quite fun. And then we have another place, in Chinese we call it Sa Pao, which is last time very familiar. So the water will keep on running non-stop. So most of our neighbors, whether it's Indian or Malay, we shower there, we wash our clothing there, or some even bring the plates there, go and wash. So we have to queue out, wait for that one to finish. So that was very, think back, which was very fun. You can't have all these things now.
How about, like in Singapore now, we have nice toilets and so on. How about those good old days? If you have big business to do, then how do you carry out?
Oh yeah, that remind me of we had to walk a distance. Then we have a kind of man-made shelter like that. So we just pool at the pond, and we see all the fish are waiting for you to come, and they will eat all your pool. That's very interesting. And that was the time when then the pond was a very small pond. So if it's dry season, then it become very dry, or then there's no water. It was quite dirty, and then I don't know whose idea was, I can't remember. Then eventually we upgrade, we so-called upgrade into a better shelter with a cement. So we have this uncle will come and every few days to come and exchange the bucket of empty bucket and with the full pool back to the lorry. So we call it the lorry call it a P6-door lorry. One side got the 18 and 18. So wherever the uncle will come, then he will carry. Then we bypass your house. There's a smell. So that was something which you can't find it now. Yeah, so this is the life. Think back, it's quite interesting.
Say at night, you got a stomach ache.
This Lumina Vitae episode is brought to you by the Bloom Fund, managed by TRCL. The Bloom Fund is an intergenerational initiative dedicated to bridging generations and fostering meaningful connections between seniors and younger communities. By promoting shared experiences and mutual understanding, the fund aims to reduce social isolation, cultivate empathy, and build a more inclusive and compassionate society. Through strategic partnerships and ongoing research, the Bloom Fund continues to champion innovative arts programs that empower individuals to grow together across ages.
How do you go about doing? Is it got lights, can on off the switch and so on?
Or no. I can remember we can't even afford to buy a torchlight. That torch, if you have, is something quite grand really. Even we use candle. So candle, we just have to hold it, and then sometimes you will see some neighbors bring the daughter there, and then the father or mother will stand outside. So they just light out the candle. We use simply the candle, no light at all. Because from my place, we walk about 5 minutes to the shelter there, and it's totally darkness. And then we not fear about whether got the kind of spirit or ghost, that kind of thing. We just go there and do our own business.
Then I remember that you did mention that I think Potong Pasir got a few pond, right?
Yeah. We actually behind us they call this a lot of farmer, they rear those vegetable pond, and then they have those big farmer, and then they got cow. Yeah. Every evening they will chase the cow and then to let them wash up in the pond there. So the pond really contribute a lot of activities. Besides cow going wash up themselves, and then got one uncle using a sampan to catch those fish. Sorry to say that the fish usually eat our poo. Okay? Then they will then he catch this kind of fish. We call it Japanese fish, and they sell it in the market also. Sell it in the market. They're using a sampan to throw the net and catch them. And all the vegetable, those lady, especially a lot of Cantonese lady over there, they will grow and then they plant, send it to the market there and sell. That's how we get our supply over there. And then for the pig, I can't remember how they get the pig supply, but they got people rear pig. So somehow slaughter, I think the nearest was at King Chuan, which is near Paya Lebar there. So I suppose they rear the pig and then transport over there and then they slaughter there. Then I think King, I remember. Then they send it to the market to get the supply. So these are the things that really cannot ever see now in this day. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about Singapore transformation, right, from the old Singapore in the 70s, right, to today a modern city?
I think there's a great change. I think we have to give credit to our first batch, our generation, especially LKY and his team, who transformed us into this matter. Of course, back then, I remember all the old people, especially my father, all this, they don't quite like the way the government ran because they had to resettlement all the kampong, chase them away, that kind of thing. But I think overall, you look back, really, our government did a good job. Yeah, from a third world to first world. If you're going to turn back the clock, that we're going to leave the kind of condition, it's unlikely going to happen. But of course, I got the previous enjoyment that I gone through this type of things, so I know what is the tough line back then. We have to give a lot of credit to our government.
What advice would you give to the younger generation about appreciating the past?
Wow. I think we have to give credit where it's due, because if it's right now, look at the world, there are a lot of people are suffering. So as far as we as a Singaporean, I think we have the kind of good environment, good housing, good food, and then anyway you can on the light easily. You can on your tap, you can get water already. Back then you need to go and fetch and go, or you need to go and carry out. So I think we have to appreciate of what we have at the moment, and do not neglect that these are things that our forefathers have did for us. So always must know how to appreciate in life.
What is one story or memory you hope people will remember about your life?
In general, we just have to stay simple and humble. Then we cannot always take life or things for granted. But we have to put forward our foresight in advance that we are really in a very good situation and good environment in this country. So do not neglect all these things. Stay simple and humble and healthy and be kind to each other.
If, say, you touch 10 million total, what will you do with that 10 million?
10 million. I will probably donate some to the charity of all charities. Then I will go for holiday and live simple. Definitely not going to buy a lot of luxury things. That's not my cup of tea. It will be, if you can bless other people, that's for sure. I will give it away.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, we are all living in this world, what we say, there's a saying if we come empty-handed, we go empty-handed. So we just only a tenant into the world. So there's nothing much. You can have so many things, regardless of money, materials, or property, or car. So I think if good to bless other people, that will be good.
Thank you very much.